What's up, ghouls? It's Batty Jade, and I wouldn't claim to be super fashionable, but I've definitely stepped up my game in the last couple of years. I've started to get a couple more fancy outfits, some dresses, some skirts. I've gotten interested in shoes for the first time in my life. And then more recently, maybe than any of that, I've started to get interested in bags. Yeah, I don't know what's come over me. I don't know what it is, but it's just weird bags. I like them. I can't really even say I use them, because I really just stick to my same purse, my Beetlejuice purse, but I still want them. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the grips of womanhood or fashion. I don't know if you've called what I like fashion, but nevertheless, I see things and I want them. And one of the things on my more frou-frou side, maybe, feminine side, the teddy bear bag. I've seen people with teddy bear bags, and I'm like, that's cute. I like that. I like that. And so I want to make myself my own teddy bear bag, and it's a step towards maybe being able to make other kind of stuffy bags. So I'm interested in figuring out how it could work, how I could make it work, and I want a collection of bags. I don't know why, but I want it, and so we're gonna get started transforming, just a bear into a bag, because I don't want to start from scratch, because I like things to be as simple as possible. So he's kind of an old scruffy looking cutie pie, so we're gonna use him, and let's get started. Hopefully it's simple. So I want my zipper straight across my teddy bear's shoulders, and because there's no seam there, I just have to make a direct cut with my X-Acto knife. And I just measure using my zipper. I guess how big I need it to be. I make one cut on either side, and I just cut in between them. I do make sure it's the right size when I'm done by checking with the zipper, and it seems to fit in just fine. Now take some stuffing out so you have room for your bag and your items, but not enough so he looks saggy. Okay, so I cheated. I used a pillowcase I was gonna throw away for my bag of my bear liner inside. So I also did a really bad job cutting it up, but I pinned it after I kind of measured by shoving it inside the bear. You could just measure with a ruler to see how long your bear is inside to measure the length, and then of course I measured the width by using the zipper, and now I'm just using a old dull pair of scissors to cut it because I didn't have anything better. And so I am giving myself a seam allowance on the one side that I'm cutting that I'm going to sew. I used the pillowcase sewn sides on the other few sides so I wouldn't have to sew because I'm lazy like that, and then I turned it inside out. So now I've back stitched and I've got my closed pocket all ready to go, and I'm just gonna trim off the excess fabric I have on the side with my X-Acto knife, and the pocket should be all ready to go. Okay, so now the pouch goes inside the bear, and you're gonna pin it in place together. This was actually pretty difficult for me, but the zipper goes in between the fabric of the bear fur and the pouch. So you have to pin it in between the both. And because I left my pouch side undone, I also have to fold the fabric over as I pin it. And it just made it all a little difficult. And also I'm just pinning it in place, so I'm gonna have to unpin this and also sew it. And also make sure to pin it at like the bottom part of the zipper, not towards the top. Otherwise your fabric is gonna get stuck in your zip and you're not going to be able to unzip and zip up your purse. And I didn't show it, but I do sew this by hand off camera. And I just used, I think it's called a ladder stitch or an invisible stitch. And it took a little while, but it was pretty easy. And also I used carpet thread because it's a little bit sturdier. It's a thicker thread. I think you can also use like embroidery thread. I wouldn't use regular thread because it's too flimsy. It's just too weak. Okay, so now I'm gonna make the straps, and I've got this kind of backpack strap material that I found at Joann's by the yard, and I bought 10 inches in total, and so I cut it in half, so 5-inch in total each straps, and I just put a D-ring on each of them, and I'm just sewing them across with some black thread on my little sewing machine right here. Really easy, just sew it across, making sure to backstitch and holding it down so it sews on straight. Okay, so I want to put the strap for my shoulder bag on his shoulders, so I've just found his seam across the shoulders and opened it up with a seam ripper just enough to slip the straps inside. So now I'm gonna go ahead and close that up with the same ladder stitch with the same carpet thread, but I'm gonna go back and forth twice just to close that up super sturdy, because that's the part that is gonna get a lot of the tugging on, because that's the part that you're gonna hold it with. Okay, so I decided to add a couple more details, and one of them was I decided to make him like some little cute kind of goth band-aids, and so I took some black felt material that I had and I cut out some little band-aid shapes, and then I took some white acrylic paint and just painted some little kind of band-aid patterns on. I did like 3 basic ones. I did kind of a band-aid pattern with dots and a square and a little heart in the middle. And then I did one that was just white stripes. And then I did one last one that was just a really chubby white cross in the middle. And they were kind of a little bit goofy, but also kind of cool and cute too. And I thought it kind of fit the bear, because I also made him a little heart eye patch out of the same felt material, and I liked the way he looked at the end after I added all these on, so I'm glad that I did it. Okay, now the strap. I got this 10-foot chain from Lowe's, actually, but it was really similar to this chain I have on one of my favorite purses, actually. So I thought that I would try to use it just for a purse chain, and I actually really like it. So I only used 5 feet of the chain, and it's a really long strap, even using half of it. So I think it's definitely doable, and it was only $10. So it was difficult to open the chain links though. It would probably be easier if I had a bigger pair of pliers, but I only had one of my little jewelry pair of pliers. And so what I tried to do is I eventually found a pair of scissors, and I stuck half of the pair of scissors in one of the links to kind of anchor it down and to basically twist against, and I just twisted one of the links open just enough for it to separate from itself and to slip the D-ring into, and then I had to get it closed. I would suggest not opening it any more than you need to, but it feels pretty sturdy now that it's done. It was just really difficult to do. It hurt my hand. Okay, so I finished the teddy bear purse. Hi, Queenie. Here he is. He's pretty cute. I could have made him just plain, but I'm kind of glad I added the weird little kind of punky elements to him. I think he's pretty cute. I like all the weird little band-aids that I added. All in all, if you can hand sew, this isn't a very hard project. If you want to make a fancy purse, this is pretty easy. You don't need a machine to do it. The machine was helpful in making the pocket. It took out a lot of time, but if you just want something to take your time, you can hand sew a pocket with a quick stitch. That's not gonna take you a lot. But the only part that was kind of hard to do was attaching this. I didn't have a big pair of pliers. I only had my little jewelry making pliers. And I mean, this isn't really big chain, but it's thick enough metal to where it's really hard to bend it myself. So it was hard to bend the chain, but it was possible. It was possible, and I did do it, so it's possible to do. It's kind of difficult. It's kind of a pain in the butt. So maybe I would make a loop out of a thicker wire myself the next time, just to make it easier on my hands. But then again, that might not be very good, because it's going to be on you. It's going to be pulling on exactly this part. So that might not even be possible to do. So maybe I should just look up a better way to open the chain loops. Maybe I'll get a better pair of pliers, because I do have another one of these chains, so I can make another purse with this chain. And I'll try to figure out a better way to do it by then. Than jamming a pair of scissors in the hole and twisting a small pair of pliers to try to open and shut it. It wasn't great, but it worked. But other than that, I did it. I made it. It's done. And I managed to teach myself without my mom over my shoulder how to use the sewing machine. So hopefully I can work with that for some more projects. I can do some sewing projects, which would be really, really great and interesting to do. I'm looking forward to that because I've got just literally tubs. If I look over into the closet next to me, there's literally tubs of fabric in there. Tubs of fabric. So, yeah. Looking forward to fabric projects, and I'll call this cutie a success and let you go. So please remember to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, especially if you found this helpful and or cute. Please, pretty please, please. Okay. Thank you. This has been Teddy Bear Purse with Betty Jade.